Stop! Wait a minute. Hey guys, good morning.
I'm not gonna start till I hear my theme.
Oh, 1 second. Technical difficulty happening over here.
Coffee with MoJo in the morning.
Hey guys, good morning. It is Molly Ann Luna.
It's still dinging, I hear it. Okay, now I'm done. I am Jovan Luna.
And this is Coffee with MoJo in the morning.
Bing!
If you're joining us for the live, what am I trying to say? The live video here on Facebook.com. Look, we saved you a seat. And I poured you a hot cup of coffee. So pull right up, because we're going to have a conversation about the cheat code to building wealth.
Yeah, first thing I want to talk about is I just noticed my shirt doesn't have a pocket.
It doesn't.
Has it always not had a pocket?
There's no room for snacks. Where am I going to keep my snacks?
I can't keep snacks in there. Can't even keep like stevia or some sugars.
Nothing.
Cider.
No good.
All right.
All right, cool. So let's get this conversation popping. And there I said popping because you were talking about the power of champagne.
Yeah, the power of champagne. Okay, so check this out. Anyone ever seen those champagne trees? Or they're like champagne
Like a pyramid
glasses?
is what you're thinking.
Yeah, the champagne pyramids.
Yeah.
And then, somebody's on top and they're pouring. You can see my hand now. Pouring. And for the podcast people, I'm holding my hand up as if I am pouring a liquid into a cup. Champagne. And the one glass fills up. And as that one glass overflows, then the other glasses at the bottom start to fill up. But you notice that the person pouring the champagne doesn't go around the other glasses and try to fill them up. He just stays in that one glass. And as you know, they all fill up. I had an epiphany. I believe, I am pointing my finger at a screen. I believe that building wealth is the exact same way. Would you like to know how?
I do. In this moment, though, I hear my baby stirring. I think maybe your volume is a little too amplified, sir.
You are way too picky. First is, Jovan, you talk too quiet. Now it's, Jovan, you talk like an actor.
No, I know. It's only because you're excited about this conversation. So I feel like we need to create a little bit more context. Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
What's up,
So
Dustin?
a little bit more context. So Jovan and I are in this state right now in our marriage and in our wealth building. We are in the wealth building phase. It feels so good to be able to say that, right? Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree. But you were like, it feels so good to say that. And then you're about to say something. And then you stopped.
No, doesn't it, like we are in our wealth building phase right now.
Indeed.
And that's because, we've been together nearly a decade. And when we first got together, how many thousands of dollars were we in debt? How many thousands? What is that?
Okay. God, we went.
Was that a roller
in debt,
coaster?
And then out of debt. And then in debt. And then out of debt. And now we're here.
Yeah.
Out of debt.
Yeah, and steadily for the last at least 5 years.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
It's,
wow, we've done a good job.
Yeah, we have done a good job. You're welcome.
Oh, like I didn't help.
Anyway, well, we accumulated debt like anybody accumulates debt. I don't know, this guy thought he needed like 3 luxury cars, and mine was all education. All of my debt came from the smarts that I'm rocking now.
Well, you're right. I did think I needed 3 luxury cars. Unfortunately, I only had 2.
Okay, anyway, all that being said was, we were at least 6 figures in debt.
Whoa.
When we first got together. 5 figures, sorry, 5. Not 6, 5.
I was like,
sorry.
I'm like,
5 figures.
What were you hiding from me?
I'm really good at math, I swear I am. Okay, so anyway, we worked very diligently to get ourselves out of debt, and we actually have quite a nice little nest egg now, and now we are in the space of wealth building. So I just wanted to back that up, like before you can really, really start cracking the code on wealth building and to become the millionaire that I know you are, you have to make sure you have a rock solid foundation.
This is true.
Okay? But please go ahead and continue with your epiphany of what it takes really to crack the code on building wealth and what it takes to become a millionaire.
Excuse me. Polite. See how I fixed that? Okay, so this is assuming that you have no debt. And did I mention assuming that you have no debt?
No debt.
Okay.
But if you do have debt, then it's fine. We can have this conversation and you can just be working towards it because you're never going to be satisfied. You've always got a goal that you're shooting for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But assuming that you have no debt.
Okay. And
This is what we're gonna. This is how it works. Every economic philosopher, teacher that I've read, past, present, and future, all talk about multiple sources of income. But very rarely do they mention that when they started out and before they received their millions, multi-millions, hundreds of millions, or billions, they didn't start out with multiple sources of income. Sometimes, actually a lot of times in this world, we see that people are entrepreneurs, so that assumes that we have to.
Yes. Okay. So really quickly, I just want to make sure we put a disclaimer that neither one of us are certified wealth advisors. And so take this with a grain of salt. You're really just having a conversation with a married couple who has a vision, and that's it. So disclaimer for that. Continue, please.
Entertainment purposes only. All right, so people assume that you have to come out the gate with like all kinds of ideas because everyone's an entrepreneur nowadays. Everybody does 5 things to make money, but in the hopes of like getting rich quick or getting rich quicker because obviously the more ideas you have working for you, then the more opportunities you have to make money. I liken that to considering your energy, and your energy is about 24 hours. Actually, it is 24 hours, and everybody's given 24 hours. Mm-hmm. Consider your energy 24 hours and call it water, and all your ideas are seeds. You only have this one glass of water, 24 hours, to water all these seeds. And most people know that when you're planting something, it requires a lot of tender love and care, more water, more sunlight, more this, more that, or whatnot for it to bloom. So I think it'd be wise to take your one glass of water, cultivate one seed, let that seed turn to a sapling turn to a tree, bear fruit, and then go and plant another tree. So pick one idea, pick one worthy idea. A lot of them all say this one thing. I know Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill, and the likes all say find one worthy ideal. Andrew Carnegie, he ended up having multiple sources of income, but his number one thing was the steel industry.
And he came over here with nothing, penniless. And I think what did he ride on, like the cargo ship or something to get here?
Something like that.
Was one of the wealthiest men in America.
But he picked one thing.
One thing.
And he went with it and built it up to, what it was at that time and probably still what it is now. You just have to pick one idea. What's the one thing that you really, really want to see come into fruition, and put your energy and your time into that. And then once you flesh that out enough to where, this one idea is now covering your livelihood, while you're working a job or whatever you're doing to survive from day to day, when this one idea is now starting to more than supplement, but actually completely cover your livelihood, and now you have money to start something else, then go ahead and plant another tree and start another idea. But the reason why I mentioned the champagne glasses thing was because once that one champagne glass starts to overflow, then the next one overflows. So see your business ventures as that champagne glass. When it overflows, that means that it's making an overabundance of money. So now you have wealth and capital to start your next idea, which means that your next idea is going to be so much more easier to get off the ground because you have the money there. And when you have the money, then you have to spend less time because everything in life is a balance of time and money. And when you have more money, you free up more time. It's just the way it is. So now you build up this second champagne glass or your next idea, and then that one starts to overflow, and now you have these 2 champagne glasses that are in overabundance to fund the third idea, and next thing you know, your third idea just gets going like that, and then now your third idea is overflowing, and now you have 3 income streams to fund your next one, and that's where the momentum really starts going and you become a juggernaut in business. That's why you see people that are out there, and they're all of a sudden like they just seem like out of nowhere they have all these multiple businesses. It's not that it was just out of nowhere. It's that they focused on one thing to and they saw it to the end or to completion or to excellence, and then went and built something else. And because they took it that way and they took their time, they now have multiple resources to build every idea. So now let's say you're at idea number 6 and you have these 6 sources of income, and they are just making a ton of money. You probably before you even finish thinking about your 7th, it's already like formed because the money's there. Heck, you might.
But I got some questions.
Of course you do.
I got some questions. So first of all, I love the analogy. of not that I have a green thumb at all, but I did grow up in the Midwest, and so I've seen what it looks like to grow a plant from nothing, from a seed to harvest. But beyond that, I have 0 experience in it. My question is, how do you know which seed to focus on and cultivate first? Because as somebody who, and again, we're thinking, seeds are ideas. Mm-hmm. So how do you know which idea to really put your energy in first? Because I got a million ideas.
Which one do you love? Which one really you can tell when you talk about your ideas. I talk to people and they have a bunch of ideas, and even me, I have a lot of ideas and things I want to do in life. And I'm like, okay, I want to do this. It sounds cool. I want to do this. It sounds cool. But then I'm like, I really want to do this. Oh my God, I love this. Listen to yourself. Yourself knows what it wants to do.
Yeah, I think that I'm having an idea of there are ideas in my life that I have that I'm like, oh, that sounds so great, I want to go for it. But there's that self-talk that says, yeah, but this other idea might be more fruitful. This other idea, it's not as exciting, but I could see how it could make money. This other idea that gets me really excited and really amped, and I love talking about it, I don't see how to make money.
I feel like when you go after something, this is just me, just because it makes money is not enough. It's not enough fuel to go after anything. I'm just being honest. Just because it makes money. People work jobs just because it makes money. Doesn't mean it's the most worthy thing to do. It's, in this day and age, sometimes it's what you have to do, at least for a little bit, mm-hmm. until your worthy idea comes off the ground, and then you can really just spend your whole time doing what you want to do. But just because an idea seems profitable, it's not enough. That's not enough, because you know why? Because it seems profitable, you're going to be going after the profits, and if you don't get the profits quick enough, you're going to quit, and then you wasted all that time. But if you go after something because there's a higher meaning, mm-hmm. a higher calling, and I'm not saying it has to be philanthropic, saving kids, or nothing like that. I'm just saying it has to mean something to you. Oh my gosh, it would be so cool. And you don't even have to think about visualization. You hear about visualization a lot, and it's important. Mm-hmm. But when you have an idea that you truly, truly love and truly just want to just see materialize, you don't have to think about, I have to go visualize about it. No, because you know why? You're daydreaming about it. You're thinking about it. Any moment in the day, you're playing through circumstances. Heck, you're even playing through the obstacles and oh yeah, I would do this to get out of that. And then boom. You're in it. You're in it without even thinking about it, without even consciously making yourself do anything. When you're just doing it, that's the worthy idea. Put your energy into that. Put all your time into that. Work your job. Survive. Do your 9 to 5. But when you come home, clock into your vision. And then when you see that thing materialize, go ahead and do the other thing that seemed like it was kind of nice. And use the money from that to fund it. It's really that simple. It's just literally a matter of time. But what's time, huh?
Doesn't sound all that simple, quite honestly. But I like that you brought up, going and working in a 9 to 5 job, that will be profitable. You will get paid. That will earn you money. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying to quit that to tap into that creative thing inside of you that wants to be expressed. But just trust that thing, whatever it is, if you really are putting your love and energy and time into it, it will bear fruit in some capacity eventually.
Yeah, I'm not one of those advocates who are like, quit your job and just go all in on your dream. No, that's fucking great. That's crazy.
Right.
I'm sorry. That is crazy. Instead, ask yourself this: am I going to put in 8 hours for something that I have to do, and then come home and not put in no hours for something I want to do? I'm just like, if you're going to put in 8 hours to survive, you can at least go home and put in 4 hours to dream, to visualize, and to really live. That's all I'm saying. And eventually, your vision is going to build up, and then you'll be at a point where you can quit your 9 to 5. But yeah, I think it's crazy for people to just like quit their job and just like, no, think about it, plan it out, take active steps, little by little, live, survive.
This is the Jovan show today. I can't get a word in edgewise.
Well,
I'm glad you're excited about this, but the title of this topic is how to crack the code on wealth. So how do you manage, still doing that 9 to 5, still earning something, because you have to be able to, have shelter. You have to be able to have food and water, and just your basic needs need to be met. Mm-hmm. How do you really do that and build wealth? By lasering in on your one worthy ideal. And not knowing how, like, if you have the idea of like, I really, really want to experience this thing. I want to be an artist or a photographer, or I want to write these books, or I want to become a public speaker, I want to be on television, but you don't know how, or maybe it's something that's not even out there in the world yet, and how it will make you money.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Cool. I'm glad you asked that. So say you have a work shift that starts at 9 in the morning, and your priority in life is to realize your dream, realize your vision. Why not wake up at 7, pull out a notepad, and remind yourself why you're alive today? Why are you alive? Why am I giving my 24 hours? I'm giving my 24 hours to live, to survive, to be here. Write down what it is that you really want to do, and you do it every day. You start your day off to get yourself focused. I want to be fill in the blank. You know what you have coming up. You know that at 9 to 5, you have a job to go to. You might get a 30-minute or 1-hour break in between, but you know that part. But understanding that obstacle, ask yourself, what is it I can do today to get a millimeter closer, an inch closer, a mile closer, a day closer, whatever it is? What can I do today? And use your mind and think, what can I do? Maybe it could be something as simple as, let me read a chapter or half a chapter on, wealth management, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Let me read a little bit about that. And just so throughout the day I can have something to digest, and I can have something to chew on, and just think about, to keep my mind and my subconscious on my vision. And then just write down the thing that you can do. And then when you clock out of work, or even when you're on break, ask yourself again, like, what can I do at lunch? Can I make a phone call if you're trying to sell a product? Can I make a phone call to a patenting agency for my invention? Can I do this while you're eating your sandwich at lunch to get back to work? And then when you get home from work, you're sitting in traffic. What can I do when I get home? Well, you know what? Let me refine my website, add more product, or advertising. Okay, let me create a few Facebook posts or whatever it is you're trying to do, and start thinking of that while you're getting home. So when you get home, you do it.
I think that is good advice for the person who either A, you love your job, you love your 9 to 5, and that totally works for you, and it is your main source of income. But to build true wealth, which I actually do want to uncover exactly what wealth means, because it's not just money, but to build wealth, which money is a part of it, and a part of that is multiple streams of income. You love your job, that's your main stream of income. What else can you do? What's that next seed that you can plant? And make it something very exciting and inside of you that just is like burning. It's a burning desire that you just want to bring forth. And then it won't feel like a lot of work when you're having your sandwich at lunch, or driving home, and spending some energy thinking about it and visualizing it and bringing it forth. And then the other thing is, like, if you hate your 9 to 5, but it is still currently a stream of income for you, doing these same principles and then cultivating that new seed or that new idea, it might afford you to be able to let that go. And even if you don't see the how it's going to make you money just yet, if you're really just putting your love and intention and energy into it, it'll grow so fruitful that it could potentially, double or triple that 9-to-5 income that you're currently receiving and super, super exceed it.
So I guess you can say the cheat code to wealth honestly is targeted and directed time, energy, and effort into one worthy ideal. It's really that simple. It's the part that seems hard is the waiting, the time, because there are people. I'll use acting for example. There are people who went to NYU or some other acting school, and then on the 4th year of graduation, they did a showcase for talent agencies, managers, casting directors, and they do their thing on stage and they just lose it and they're in the moment. And then casting director goes, you know what? You're it. You're now going to be the star of his brand new show. That's happened recently a few times. And their first acting gig is a lead role on a recurring TV show making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars right off the gate. It happens. That does happen. But then there's also the actor who's, just as good and didn't get those breaks. Doesn't mean that they're any better or worse. It's just the way it happened. But it's something they really wanted, so they stuck through it. So for some, it might take 4 years. Sometimes it takes 10. For some, it takes a few days because they just happen to run into the right person in the hallway. But everything is just a matter of time. How much? Who knows?
Yeah,
That's why the idea needs to be worthy and something that really drives you. And money, and that's why I mentioned before, money is not the driving factor, because when that time starts to stretch out and you're not getting money, then why are you going to keep going? It needs to wealth.
Be a real worthy ideal, something that because time is going to pass regardless. It is going to pass regardless. And when you're 90, 100, however many years old, you're going to want to be able to look back on your life and be like, I did it. Because I know you will. Those years are going to come anyway. Good morning, Amber. Thanks for joining us.
Because, look, I don't have millions of dollars yet, but I can tell you, I feel incredibly wealthy every single day.
That's another piece of the code.
I
feel it.
It's fulfillment. It is true fulfillment. What fulfills you? I have a loving wife. I have a loving daughter. I'm going after the worthy ideal, and I'm putting my energy and time towards it in belief and knowing that with time, it's going to manifest in the way that I want it to. And that right there is fulfilling enough for me. Is there lots of money in it right now? No, and that's okay. I'm still going to keep going because money is not my driver. It's that soul fulfillment. Soul fulfillment is really
you're honoring the gifts that are inside of you. The thing that is that unique spark about you, you're honoring it. And wealth, a part of it is money, but I'm glad you brought that up. Another part of it is your relationships, your health, your well-being.
I heard a phrase once that says, I don't want to ever be so poor that the only thing I have is money.
That's good. Yeah, I know there are billionaires out there who don't have those loving relationships or don't have that connection to their spirit. Or their health isn't good, but they've got all the money in the world. And money is awesome and great, and it's important. And I won't say that it's not important because it helps make us comfortable and it helps us express ourselves creatively and it helps us be more of service to other people in the world. Yeah. And there you go. Can you do one more quick recap on the code, cracking the code to wealth?
Okay, cracking the code to wealth. First off, get debt free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get debt free. Second of all, have a worthy idea. And third, put targeted energy, intention, and effort towards that idea until you see it through to its completion. That's an Earl Nightingale thing right there. That's what excellence is seeing things through all the way to the end. See it through. And then from there, rinse and repeat for idea number 2.
Very good.
Rinse and repeat for 3. That's it.
Yep. And then start building your multiple streams of income.
And 4, it's all a matter of time.
And 5 and 6, no, that's it. That's our show today, guys.
And 7, wear shirts with pockets.
So you can carry snacks. Baby girl just woke up from her nap, so we are out of here. But we'd love to know if you gained anything from this conversation and what steps will you be taking to help build more wealth in your life. And if this is a conversation that you want to have, if you're maybe, you know, I'm putting it out there, I'll have to see what Jovan says, but I would be happy to share our journey as far as what it took for us to become debt-free and to be in the space of being able to really amplify and build our wealth. I like this conversation. I think it's a good one to have.
Yeah, because we're not millionaires yet, but we'd like to show you how we started and where we're at right now in the interim. And
we're documenting our journey to our worthy ideal, and that's why we're here. And we're here to help encourage and uplift you and inspire you to do the same. So, okay, baby girl's crying, so we're gonna go. So thank you for watching this episode. Remember, you're in charge of your destiny, so get up and get after it.
Luna's out.
Bye, guys.